awardies.
I just ain't go. I just kind of felt like the vibes of, I ain't even check on, I ain't do a wig check before I came on.
Time. Right.
Child, I'm sorry, y'all, hold on. Cause the bitch will not be sitting here with my shit slid the fuck back. Cause this one a little loose. I gotta get this one managed.
Yeah, my part is definitely not in the middle, but it's alright.
Girl, child, I done changed this part 4 times on this lease from.
I ain't slick my edges down. These braids is ghetto.
No day. Y'all give it what y'all getting today, okay? God bless you guys. How are you? Oh.
I took a bath before I came outside.
And that's on the game.
Period.
And if y'all made it this far, thank you for joining us for another week and another episode of To Each His Own Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Chrissy, bitch.
And it is I, Sunkiss Chuck.
And together we make
To Each His Own.
Thank you. Oh, cheers, friend.
Mm-hmm.
She forgot her cup today.
Cheers.
But she still got to drink it the one she got.
Listen, I left it in the car. I wasn't finna go get it. It is what it is at this point.
Child, the traffic was traffic in the day, so
ain't
nobody finna go through all of that back and forth.
The traffic was on a million.
No, thank you. Speaking of traffic.
Traffic had me in the chokehold.
The chokehold that I was in today didn't make no sense.
Oh, geez.
My emotions have went up and down all day. I feel like this is the most refreshing period or moment of my day right now. Like us being here right now recording. And I can appreciate it. Another cheers, double cheers. Thank you.
It's been a long one.
We back with another week, bitches.
We back with another week. Period.
Girl.
Another week.
A lot of shit going on this week too.
Yes.
Again, shout out to rest in peace to PNB Rock and condolences to his family and all of the families who lost someone over the weekend, over the last few weeks. It's been a lot of deaths going on. It's amazing to see how many deaths are involved in women and children. Recently, it's scary.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like unfortunately, that's why you see this heightened awareness of, people wanting to go get licenses to carry and you got the self-defense classes and you got all kinds of, shit, ring cameras they making fucking money because everybody got some sort of heightened alarm system or whatever the case may be. Shit. So you gotta watch your body.
Yes, you do.
It doesn't matter who you are.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Where you from, anything can happen anywhere to anybody. It's just...
And not saying that, definitely, there's nothing wrong with taking a self-defense class, or even if you
absolutely
if you do have your license to carry, it would be wise of you to definitely take a class and educate yourself and, be in the best position possible when you are moving forward with your life. That's all,
Moving forward with your life.
Man, because we've gonna have some crazy incidents with, with guns, especially even just looking at the numbers when it comes to what they say, the shootings on the highway, even homicides on the highway or attempted homicides on the highway. The number was
road rage
on the interstate, it was 400 plus or something like that, and now it's 800 plus. It doubled. So that's a big difference. Yeah.
Y'all gotta relax.
Yeah, they have to.
Y'all be shooting niggas over parking spots.
Yeah, switching lanes.
Switching lanes, Brody and niggas. At the end of the day, where you have to go is no more important to you than where I have to go that's important to me. You know what I mean? We have traffic laws and rules and stoplights and signs and all this shit like that for a reason.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Why do people feel like that they must accelerate their aggressive driving during periods of high volume traffic, inclement weather?
Yep.
Especially
snowing right now. Those would be the ones, but...
And let me just say this. The amount of ignorance and law breaking that I see of people who are going around school buses with the stop sign out.
Yep.
Y'all
I just actually saw someone go around.
Y'all have to fucking stop. Y'all gonna hurt somebody's child.
Yeah, I just actually saw someone go around and stop the bus today. I'm just like, you're not supposed to do none of that.
Yeah, you are not supposed to do that. I remember when I first learned that I went around the bus when I was still young. I was still young. I said I was still young. I am not young no more. Okay? I'm not young anymore. And I learned my lesson. He said, "Miss, you can't do that." I said, "Why?" He said, "Somebody could be walking across the front of the bus and you can hit them." I said, "Oh shit, that makes sense." The cop asked me, he said, "Were you in a rush?" I said, "Yeah." I asked him, "I had to go to the bathroom."
That was a good excuse at the very least.
No, that was the reason.
Absolutely. I'm done with you.
Allegedly moving forward. So, needless to say, stop going around these buses, y'all. Seriously. The stop signs and those rules are put in place for a reason. Most kids are crossing in front of the bus once they get off. Y'all are going to fucking hurt somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Slow the fuck down. Stop doing these rolling stops. Do these stop signs.
Yep.
Coming around these corners all fucking sharp.
Always and forever swinging and banging them corners like they ain't got no sense.
Girl, especially on Cobb's Creek and motherfucking Lincoln Drive.
Ooh, yeah. And that damn boulevard.
If you from Philly, you know about them drives.
The
Kelly Drive, Lincoln Drive,
the Bully
Boulevard, all of this shit. You know about it all.
Yes.
So, anyways, speaking of safety, you want to jump right into some of the things that's been going on while we're talking about it.
Yeah, it's not that new, but not a lot of people are paying attention to it. Probably.
Yeah.
So. The Illinois Safety, Accountability, Fairness, Equity Today Act,
AKA what they are identifying as
Safety.
People
Act.
are calling it the Purge Act.
Mm-hmm.
AKA.
In the streets.
They're calling it the Purge Act. That's what the streets are calling it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to read a small debriefing of what it is?
Yeah. So, enacts extensive reform impacting many areas of criminal justice system, including pre-arrest diversion, policing, pretrial sentencing, and corrections. So, there's a list of there's a list for use of force. So there's policing highlights about use of force.
Mm-hmm.
So it talks about offering new standards for use of force, requires officers to provide aid after using force, and requires officers to intervene if other officers use unauthorized or excessive force, etc., etc. Then it talks about complaints and misconduct. Then it talks about certification and decertification process.
And other provisions.
And other provisions. And then it the pretrial rights. So it abolishes cash bail.
Yeah.
It prevents the risk of assessment from being the sole basis for a detention decision and informs the accused person of the tool. Dang. There's a lot underneath this. There's some correctional highlights. But amongst all those things, I'm trying to figure. So there was a list of crimes that they were going to pretty much, I don't want to say do away with, but like
they would be able to be released.
Yeah.
Until their trial.
So that's pretty much what has everybody up in arms, because the list is crazy. Among them, I remember second-degree murder being on there.
Yeah.
I remember kidnapping was on there. What else was on there? Oh my goodness. I can't find it.
God damn it.
Oh my goodness, I'm so upset.
And I'm sorry guys, we have an abundance of the
information.
That's all of the details that's included on the act that's sitting in front of us. And there was kind of like a few things that we had specifically set aside that were highlighted to discuss. And specifically that we wanted to point out what those crimes were. Yeah. God damn it. All right. Kidnapping was definitely on there. And yes. I don't understand why. I think, so you're just going to give, to me, I remember reading
it makes them non-detainable. That's what people
I remember reading the list and saying everything but rape and first-degree murder is on there. And I said, how in the world would you be able to let somebody free? So how fast, I wonder how quickly they expect their percentage to increase on the turnaround time from bail to trial. Because if I have to wait 6 months until trial, I got 6 months I can go out and kidnap somebody. Yeah, and it's a whole bunch of different violent crimes and acts that they're considering. It's going to be non-detainable. Evasion was on there as well. Like I don't understand. So I can just go out and do. I'm free to yet do all of these things. Of course, I'm free under some sort of monitoring, because if I get caught up again, I know, but what if I do another crime that's just on the list? Y'all ain't gonna do shit, but just, all right, you're gonna be charged with this, and we gonna let you back out, and we just gonna pile them bitches up when you get the trial. But how long is it going to take for me to get the trial? That's what the community and society is really worried about.
Yeah, these people being able to be in the community, you know. Meanwhile, you know, they've then committed all these different violent crimes, and it's just like they're just free to go, like pretty much, like. And I just feel like at that point, you is asking for a purge. You is, because I don't want to start singing some crazy stuff.
I mean, this our show.
Listen.
Say what you feel, friend.
Listen. So such policies, according to this, would mean criminals could no longer be detained or required to pay bail in order to be released for violent offenses, including second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, arson, aggravated battery, kidnapping, and more. So you just let your mind sink in on that.
Drug-induced
homicide, arson, aggravated battery, kidnapping, and more. I apologize for the pause, but I was trying to hurry up and find it so we could plug that in, just so y'all can have a better look at the scope of what's going on.
So let's start with
all right, I got the real list.
Okay, let's start from the top. Let's go with the first
second degree murder.
Let's start there. So we know with second degree murder, that's just the fact that it wasn't premeditated. That's not the accidental manslaughter. That's just the fact that it was premeditated. So if I killed you out of rage, if I got an argument with my boyfriend, killed you out of rage, boom, letting them out. Okay, what's next?
Arson.
I can burn down my house. I can pull a left eye. Okay.
Aggravated battery. Little Krishan. Little blue face.
Little Krishan, right? Yeah.
Kidnapping.
That's it. I don't think that's need to be detailed.
Burglary.
Breaking somebody's house and steal their shit or into a facility. Okay.
Dirty. Robbery. Intimidation. Aggravated DUI. Aggravated fleeing and eluding.
DUI. Is that like multiple DUIs? Or like a DUI with like assault?
Maybe it could be. I don't know. We would have to look that up. And then that could probably be different when it comes from state to state.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a new term.
Aggravated fleeing and eluding.
What the fuck is aggravated? How do you aggravate fleeing and eluding? What the fuck is that? Okay.
I have no idea. Drug offenses and threatening a public official.
So you can threaten the president.
This is heavy shit, y'all. I feel like I just walked in with a party-sized pan of the meatiest, heaviest ziti ever.
The fact that fleeing and eluding is even on there.
That's crazy to me. Second-degree murder.
You're just allowing most of these people are going to flee any fucking
That's
way.
what I'm saying.
Again, what are the stipulations surrounding how are you going to monitor these people up until their trial period, and how long is it going to take for the trial period to actually take place? Again, I'm like, I ain't gonna be no bitch, but I can definitely understand the fear and safety of the public. It wasn't considered.
So
the only thing that was considered most likely probably was the fact that a lot of individuals who are currently incarcerated for these crimes most likely may not be actually guilty of them. So I can get it because there's a lot of fight that we like to advocate for when it comes to
the disparities and who get locked up and who's
innocent and who's not.
Right.
So I gotta
play devil's advocate.
Right.
I get it. That's only fair.
So it's like, I hear y'all. And again, to start in a state, this was Illinois, right?
Yes, Illinois.
To start in a state like Illinois, where you had, a big city like Chicago, who's always on the top 10 of the, top homicidal list in the country.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I don't think that Philadelphia it's too small of a city to get away with something like that. I think that's why they didn't bring it here. Because as we was talking about recently, we had a conversation off air that as big as Philadelphia appears to be, it's really small. Like, we really impact the country as far as, our culture and how we influence things because of literally our city is like the size of one of New York's boroughs. Literally. Like, that's it. New York got like 18 boroughs.
It's 5 of them.
It's a lot.
5 boroughs of the. You don't understand. I got New York City.
It's a lot.
Sorry, Pap said
it was a lot.
But anyway, so I agree with what you're saying, and I was also thinking, like, my first initial thought was just like, First 48 exists for a reason. Because what do they say? After 48 hours, there's someone committing a crime, especially a hangman.
The likelihood of
finding them, your chances significantly decreases. So it's just like, y'all know what y'all doing.
Again, and I think
it's disgusting.
The basis of it may be the fact that the majority or the percentage of individuals that are currently behind bars for these listed crimes are most likely innocent. Or there's no evidence, they can prove to be innocent because there's no evidence to be held against them to prove why they're being withheld. So,
you have a point.
Illinois, we're praying for you. We definitely have to see how a situation like this kind of unfolds, day by day. Of course, it's another election year. They always get iffy when it comes to politics and rules.
Just to add to the conversation, as I'm reading more about it, I'm sorry. Because I just read it.
I thought we was going to wrap it up, bitch.
One more thing. It says the act goes on to include stalking, aggravated stalking, domestic battery, discharge of a firearm, and more. Under the new law, judges will consider each case on an individual basis to determine release and base their decisions on whether the suspect is a threat to the community or a flight risk.
That absolutely needs to be considered. It has to.
Absolutely, but I just like at the end of the day, I guess it just gives a little leg room for other people who don't fall
under
the guise of you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to add that to the conversation.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did.
Because saran wrap, I thought it was important.
Yeah. It's the saran wrap for me.
Yes. So what's next?
Speaking of saran wrap, I would have saran wrapped this next topic for this next child. It's not even a topic. So, a few of you guys might have seen it recently over the last week. This is just something that's been going on. There was a mom who, I'm not sure if she posted it on her TikTok or her Twitter or whatever. Actually, the tweet, it was a video of her. The tweet said a 12-year-old did this because his mother took his phone away. So the mom posted up a video. The comments were going back and forth. Apparently, the mom had clarified that the young man was actually 15 years old, and she had expressed that he had mental health issues. Those were the gist of the details that the comments were able to collect as far as factual information from the details of what we saw in the video.
Well, was it true that he was also built like a grown man too? Like he was 270 pounds,
yeah,
and 6 feet tall?
Apparently that was the other piece of the details. He was 15, large
in stature,
and had mental health issues. If anyone saw the video, mom's home was clearly completely destroyed. From the front door
to the back.
To the window, to the wall.
He even broke the damn toilet.
Based on, and I had a whole day's worth of comments going back and forth. But, the comments always get me. The comments be eating me the fuck up, girl. I told you.
Not Miss Hackney. I was just thinking that's I hate you.
Girl, but baby. So, I observed multiple things based on the video. So, I said, okay, I would have never got away with this. I made a comment. Then I saw the comments that were detailing about him being 15, large in stature, having the mental health issues or whatever. And I said, well, based on the aftermath of what I'm seeing, it may be y'all saying that mom said he has mental health. Is it mental health or is he possibly on the ASD, the autism spectrum disorder?
Okay.
I said because one or the other would determine the response on how we dealt with it.
Absolutely.
Either way, just because an individual may be on the autism spectrum disorder, they are regular people. They just learn a different way. You just have to approach it differently with being able to teach them right from wrong.
Absolutely.
They absolutely know right from wrong, depending on where they fall on the scale. Because some of them is more social, emotional. You know, as social workers, we're not going to even go into the whole details of the different tiers on the spectrum.
Yeah.
So I said, now, if when it comes to mental health, based on the information that you guys are providing, saying that he's 15, has mental health issues, that motherfucker know right from wrong.
That's where I was at with it.
I said, because baby, let's be very clear. Well, let me go to my comments because they right here. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You know, take it easy.
Because they was trying to eat me the fuck up, but I stood 10 toes, bitch. They had me fucked up.
Come on now. Come on, 10 toes.
So initially, oh shit. Damn, they didn't ate me the fuck up so much I can't even find all my full comments, bitch.
I'm hollering.
All right, just to sum it up for y'all. So I said, bottom line, I said mental health knows right from wrong.
Yeah.
There is nowhere in the court of law that says you don't know right from wrong. That is why when you plead insanity in the court of law, since we was just talking about, prison and whatnot, when you plead insanity, it's a difference. There are very few people who get away and who actually win a trial with pleading insanity. That they blacked out, that they could not differentiate right from wrong in the fucking moment. You just because you're a little schizo, just because you may hallucinate every once in a while, you may hear a little voice. I work with plenty of individuals who experience that every day, who engage in medication management, different types of therapy, and still have periods where they experience that these motherfuckers know right, and they know right from wrong. If they got in trouble, if they went out and they committed a crime, they know right from wrong.
Yep. They know what time it is.
When people who have mental health issues go into a crisis, it's a difference. Again, that's why if they get caught up in doing a crime, their mindset within that moment of committing the crime is going to determine whether they get away with it or not. Could you distinguish that in that period of time? If you couldn't, you was just saying if you could, bitch, you was just a little upset. You just didn't want to control yourself that day.
It is, right. You just let go. You just let go of the wheel.
And you didn't let Jesus take it. You didn't let Jesus take it.
Whew.
Okay?
No, you kept the wheel when Jesus should have took over.
As I said, you didn't let Jesus take it. You should let him take it.
I'm hollering.
Shit. So I'm like, given all of that, I'm like, based on the aftermath, it seems like it might be some ASD. And me and another girl, we went back and forth in the comments, like, well, was it actually, stated and, given factual that it was ASD? I said, I'm not sure. I'm just giving my professional opinion based on what I'm observing. Right. Like I said, they trying to comfort me in the comments saying that. I said, don't let them do you, sis. Don't let them do you. They tried to do me because the bitch said something when I said about right from wrong. She said that was a very stupid comment. I said, and? I said, was you responding supposed to make it more smart?
What was it? Again, how does this have anything to do with what we are talking about? Like, ma'am.
I said, and then clearly, people understood where I was coming from because I had a few people come into the comments and ask me, like, well, what do you do? Somebody asked me, was I a teacher? I'm like, no, I'm not a teacher. I'm a clinical social worker. So, like, I work with men. I do this every day. Okay? Thank you. But I done whooped his ass.
Well, we know that part. Do you think we had to ask her what she was going to do in the event that this was to happen? Did we have a clue?
Now, again, if it's some ASD, again, I work with them as well. I have my experience and stuff with them as well. You handle it a little bit differently. You have to break things down. You have to... When you're teaching them a lesson, you have to teach them one part of the lesson at a time.
Before we even get to that part, let's talk about intervening prior to situations like this so that we don't get to this point. Let's talk about putting supports in place so that this person, this individual, has a chance to be able to, to have some reinforcement and, get to build and, hone their self-regulation skills and being able to have the expressive vocabulary that they need to be able to, get through
15 and he's still situations like that over a phone. Absolutely. There's clearly not a lot of there's not a lot of interventions preset in place.
Absolutely not.
It can't be.
Absolutely
and
not.
If there is stuff in place, y'all not following them.
Absolutely not. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that was completely like, it's like obvious something triggered him. And it's just like.
The phone's ticking.
But it's like not getting, but even beyond that, not getting your way. Like, It's just like.
Not being able to accept the word no. Yep. And we know working with youth, especially with behavior health and ASD, that is a big thing.
Absolutely.
To accept
especially no. How you tell them no. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The kind of, what happened that day could be, absolutely. Yeah. Like, all of that plays a part in there. Mm-hmm. But, it's, again, as a parent, sometimes, I'm not saying, we don't know these people. We don't have the details. I felt very bad for the mom, but it just seems like, it's like, how did you get to this point? Like, did he just have a psychotic episode? Or is there, in fact, a situation where he is, in fact, on the spectrum? So we don't know everything. It was said that he has mental health, issues. Okay, cool.
To what degree?
But in both events, in both situations, there are measures that can be taken and there are steps that can be put in place where, not saying that these things won't happen, but it won't have to happen to that extent. Who's to say, if he wasn't getting what he needed? Not saying, and this is not to take away from her parenting. None of that. I'm just saying, I'm looking at it from the outside looking in, and it's just like something's out of line here. Yeah. Something, because that was a big that damage he did was immense.
That shit look like Hurricane Katrina.
It's like to the point where it's no fixing that. You have to move out. Like, that's your security deposit is going.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. When I sent the video to Anna, as I said to her, I said, this boy just ruined her fucking life.
No, he really did though.
I'm like the financial burden alone.
Absolutely.
That she's
the mental burden. Because God only knows how, again, we don't know what was said prior to, the reason why she took the phone from him.
And I'm going to just say this. Y'all know I don't have no kids. This is why I can't fucking have none. Because I would have went into a mental hospital behind it if that was my child.
I feel like she definitely probably deserves a break until, and
he had to go. So I would have needed to be separated.
She definitely deserves a break.
Him very, very bad.
This is one of those times where family and people who are close to them and
where the village needs to come in,
and they need to you come over here and you come over here. Let's regroup.
Oh, she got one,
and let's figure out what we can do to avoid getting to this point the next time moving forward.
Because if I'm in that village, I'm beating his ass. Depending on the situation, with ASD, I got experience in all that shit. So fuck it, let's go. With ASD. Mental health, behavior health, drug and alcohol. What's up? I don't give a fuck if you skitsing or shooting up. I got experience in all of it.
Listen, but at the end of the day, I'm not a parent, but I'm going to say it's different when it's your child because I'm gonna say we know from being in this field, some people are.
You don't feel like if it was your child, you would fuck them up even more.
Some people are in denial. And as a result of that denial, it manifests in an ugly way in other ways, and it becomes a bigger problem.
You can tell that I'm not a parent because I'm just very ignorant and just unemotionally detached when it comes to shit like this. Because I be ready to fuck other people's kids up when I see shit like that. So I thoroughly believe, like if it was my child, I would be even quicker.
But think about this. I understand where you're coming from. No, I thoroughly believe that if I would have tried to pull that with my mom, her big toe would be kicking my uvula still, and I'm 33. If I was 15 and that happened, I'm 33 right now, and her big toe would still be, kicking the dangly thing in the back of my throat, like real rat. Like,
I'm hollering.
Seriously, like I thoroughly believe I would have paid for that. And swoo, child, it came down like thunder. I'd have got a thrash.
My mom came on to about maybe a 10% version of that one day when I was about 15. Me and my brother went through it. Whoop our ass.
I know it.
When she whooped his ass, I was on punishment.
I hate you.
I was defending myself.
Here you go. We weren't there, so we won't know. Poor siblings. Anyway, so but yeah, that whole entire situation. I mean, yeah. Again, you know, everyone can have their outlooks, and I would definitely think that there's some work that needs to be done, and we all need work at the end of the day. But that shit right there would have got my ass whooped. For real, like to the bone. Like, you think you bad? I'm gonna show you bad. Cause not my toilet though. Nigga, how you break the toilet? Like, the toilet was shattered.
You can't rest comfortably. Everything is ruined.
Everything is ruined. Like the beds, the TVs, the dressers, everything was poured out. All her clothes was everywhere.
Like, she really just
broken in half. No, she had. First of all, if she doesn't own that home, and I'm the landlord, and that shit looks like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, fuck
just
that.
ruined her fucking life.
Right. That's crazy.
I would have needed to be separated from this child.
Oh, no. I thoroughly believe that she deserves a break. Definitely. The mental anguish. Oh. It's probably very, very, very.
My mom I remember a few times over the years when I got in trouble.
Overwhelming.
And my mom told me, if I beat you right now, I'm going to kill you.
And that's another thing. So imagine the parent. So that's what I'm saying. That adds to it too. You already upset. You probably realizing where you went wrong at this point. Mm-hmm. And you probably thinking to yourself like, well, damn, maybe if I wouldn't have said this, I wouldn't have triggered him. But if I'd have dealt with this early on, I wouldn't have to think about even fucking you up right now because you wouldn't be acting like this. And it's just, it's.
He didn't have to throw his hands up and rumble at the least.
Because think about, and I was going to say that a few minutes ago, our parents, and what do they tell us all the time about like when we did bad things? I ain't going to beat you right now. If I do, I'm going to kill you. But I didn't even really get beat like that because I wasn't a child that tested the limits.
My mom would love to say that about me. You didn't even get whoopers like that.
I can't with you. But anywho, let's just jump into the topic because we spent a lot of time on these what's going on, girls. We spent a lot of time on them. So let's jump into the first topic. So we're just going to jump right into it.
Body counts, baby.
Period. Speaking of bodies, because my body, let the bodies hit the floor. Like, that's how it would have been when my mom got home. Like, the lights would have been flickering. Her hair would have been, like, straight up.
Bodies would have been dropping everywhere.
So, let's jump right into it. So, there's a post. We found this post, and we're just going to jump right into it. Although, I think the other one is worse, but we're going to talk about her, too. So I have been with 58 different men, which I know is higher than average, but I wanted to have fun and enjoy new experiences, and it's my life, so I did. But I settled down the last year and been, really trying to find someone special to settle down with and start a family. All of my friends now are either married or in relationships now. And whenever I meet a match with a man or meet one in real life, and they always ask what my body count is, and I tell them, they always make a disgusted face and unmatch or ghost me. I even met one guy who I liked so much and I thought was so sweet, who told me he wasn't interested in a woman with such high mileage and ended up dumping me. I cried my eyes out for days over that. I'm more than just the men that I've slept with. I have a decent job, fun hobbies and interests, and I'm still young, but I guess I'm just a hoe in most men's eyes.
I figured the first thing I asked when they got to the what part, and then they made me ask, how old is this girl? She said, all my friends are either married or in relationships.
Yeah.
Damn, it was a part that you read, and I was like, how old is this girl?
Well, we'll never know because we don't know her, but what I can say is that, I mean, at the end of the day, it does seem like she lived a little life.
I mean, she said it. She said, I know she started off saying it. She said, I've been with 58 different men, which I know is higher than average, but I wanted to have fun, enjoy new experiences. So she did what she said she ultimately wanted to do. I don't even realize how I missed it. When she said, when she's dating men and they ask her body count, She gotta be in her early or mid 20s.
Yeah,
Who the fuck still asks that?
We also don't know what culture she's from either. That plays a role in it as well. I agree with you because that's
I'm not no other culture,
because
so I don't know how we do it.
When you're younger, that is like, you know, I wish a nigga would though, but like for real,
like, who still asks that?
But why would you tell them? Why would you tell them?
Right, you don't have to tell them the truth.
Like, especially after it keeps happening to you.
Right, if it keeps happening to you.
Although I do understand the perspective where you want to feel like you want to be honest and you want them to know, like if it's something that's happening in the bedroom, how I know how to do all this shit, oh, well, I'm experienced. And you probably feel like wherever you did your dirt or whatever you want to call it, whatever, you had your experience, I don't want to say dirt, had your experiences, right? You know, because it's your choice or whatever. Wherever you had your experiences, is there a high volume of men in one area, or are they all interconnected somehow? Like, are you still in the area where you were when you had most of these experiences at? Like, is that part of the ordeal? Because other than that, I don't see why a guy would give a fuck about that if they're not even remotely close to any of these people. You know what I'm like? Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
Like,
I feel like when it comes to certain guys, like you said, depending on kind of what they do, like their lifestyles or whatever the case may be, like that's probably why they would feel like they would need to ask. Like if you're, you know, dating like a super Catholic guy or like somebody who's super religious, or you're in one of those cultures where they want you to keep it within the culture, you know, if you know, kind of thing.
Right.
I can see why they would feel that way. But outside of that, like I said, maybe I'm just a little naive to that kind of thinking and conversation right now, especially with being a black woman in my early 30s. I'm like, who the fuck still asks that?
Yeah,
like,
for me personally.
We haven't talked body count since college.
Yeah, and on top of that, like, I'm not asking to do that either. Like, at the end of the day, if I feel like you two out here, like, there's a such thing for for me, I have a certain, you know, I don't, you know, if it seemed like you was moving real crazy and you still are, I'm cool off all that because I'm at a point in my life where I feel like
can show you that.
That's what I'm saying.
But there's somebody who can be that you can be perfectly sexually compatible with,
right,
and have that you could very well be in a relationship with, who could have had 100+ partners,
right?
But they may carry themselves a certain way,
so you would never know that, right? That too. Yeah.
So I really ultimately feel like it's about how you carry yourself. And like you said, with this situation, she should have just not been so candid and transparent.
Yeah. To a certain degree where it's just
I mean, you said the number is 58. What? 8 plus 5 is what? 14?
13.
13?
Yep.
You should have just told him it was 13.
I'm cracking up. It's your math for me. The math is mathing today. Okay?
This you fucking bitch. You trying to play me?
I'm just saying the math was fucking mathing today.
You trying to play me?
You see how she put that strategy together? I mean, we still ain't used Y, you know, what is it?
Y equals MX plus B.
We still ain't used that.
Nope.
So, but other than because guys are going to talk shit, but who wants you? Who wants you?
Right, because I feel like at the end of the day...
Look at me stirring my shit. Who wants you?
I feel like once you get to it... Okay, because I actually thought about this to myself a few years back, maybe at around like 30. If you really sit down and be honest with yourself...
Right.
Let's sit back, everybody, just close your eyes and think about this. If you sit back, close your eyes in a dark room, it's nobody but you and God, and you think about all of the people you had sex with. Not just the ones you enjoyed, the ones who weren't so good, the ones you don't want nobody to know about, the one night stands, the ones you forgot about, the ones you take into the grave. All of your sexual experiences. I believe everybody to a certain degree undermines or forgets their actual number, because you have people that you actually forget about or you bury because you taking that shit to the grave. You don't want to remember you had sex with them. Different shit. So if you really can close your eyes and be honest with yourself and just really think about it from that point of view, don't ask nobody about their fucking body count because it don't matter. It's about how you carry yourself and take care of yourself.
Absolutely, because I can tell you right now, guys, especially men, not even gonna say it. I mean, everybody be out here Both sexes, whoever you identify as.
I agree. I say both sexes be out here.
So that's a real perspective. And then on top of that, it's just like everyone has their own preferences on top of that. And it's just like on top of that, everyone's been here for a different amount of years. Everyone's been to a different amount of places. Some people have been in long-term relationships. Others have not. Others have and still cheated their way through everything. I mean, there's a mixture of everything going on here. You got a bit of everything going on out here. So when you add all of that up, it's just like, it's a lot going on out here. You got work husbands, work wives, people the ex that you put a paper bag over their head. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, not the ex with the paper bag.
I just made that up. You know, so, I mean, I don't have one of those, but at the end of the day.
Just hit me.
I'm just saying. It's a lot that's going on. And to be honest, like you said, I don't think she should have been so candid. I don't, because I don't think a man's ever going to own up and tell you how many bodies he has. And if he does, you probably will throw up in your mouth. So just go on with your life, honey. Don't ask.
Bottom line.
Fuck these hoes.
Do what you want and to each his own. Okay?
To each his own.
Yeah.
Precisely. So, and with that being said, so we have to jump right into this other topic. Right on into it because, bitch. So it's a two-part thing. We probably won't even mess around and get to the last one because just for the simple fact that this is probably going to take us a little bit. This is going to take us a little bit.
So you just want to do one of the topics instead of both of them and save one for...
Yeah, we could do this and then I don't think we're going to get to this one.
Okay, so let's just work down the two-parter. Okay, so
You want to do that one? Yeah, or the long one? Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We'll do the two-parter.
Got you.
Because how long we been going for, you think?
For a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, all right. So we'll do this two-parter. Okay, so they say women who catch feelings are annoying because those women now want commitment after being treated like their girlfriend. They're annoyed because never their end goal was to... Excuse me? They're annoyed because that was never their end goal, even though their actions say otherwise. Mm-hmm. They just wanted your ass attached to them so they can get pussy. Men overplay their role intentionally. Just getting sex is not enough. They need you to be emotionally attached so they can always maintain some sort of access to you. That's why men don't actually like women who can fuck and be detached. Women who don't catch feelings are hoes. I just might be the queen of that category.
I just want to say this. We're sitting at the table of transparency today.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say this. Every fucking body on the planet Earth has feelings. Just gonna lay that out there.
Jasmine told you I don't forget to come pick him up.
Everybody, from if you got a penis, a vagina, whatever you identify, it doesn't matter who you are. Every person, every living being on this earth has feelings to some extent. They do. They may not be a variety or a wide range of what you have or what you are expressed, but people do have feelings. Mm-hmm. And I thoroughly believe not just women, like they say, oh, women aren't made that way, blah, 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 blah. Oh, men catch feelings too. Let's be for real here.
Yes, they do.
Let's be honest. Men catch feelings too. So with that being said, to be honest, you can't sit here and say that women who don't catch feelings are hoes. You can't say that. And the reason why, and I had this, society trained you to think that way, but I had to catch myself because you got to put yourself in a position where it's like those in-between phases, because we all know, like, I'm just being transparent here. We've all had those in-between phases between relationships. And you might meet a person, they may be cool, but you don't see yourself dating them. Mm-hmm. And that's not, and if you're grown and you decide to have sex, and that's just what it is. But you go into that situation knowing, because this is just what my OGs told me. You go into that situation knowing, not saying that there isn't potential there and not, because again, I'm still asking you to keep in mind that everyone has feelings. You go into that situation with the mindset, I'm not here for a long haul. This is strictly just something that is physical. So when you go into a situation with that mindset and you preface that like with the mindset like, all right, this is what it is. Cool. Like you're not, your expectations aren't what they would be with someone that you're getting to know for the purpose of having a future with. So with that being said, you can you're in your feelings because you choose to be there. So, like, with that being said, not saying that
church,
you gotta figure it out, because it's like, I could stay here, or I could just look at it like, at the end of the day, like, because at the end of the day, they wanted to fuck you too. It was a mutual situation, so you can't look at it like, oh well, damn, I'm about to be all hell bent out of shape. Like, it was a mutual exchange. Like, there comes a time where your brain goes to another level of thinking. You have to get past the whole logic really saves you heartache. It really does. I'm just here to tell you, ladies, this is coming from a person who is looked at as the prude friend, or whatever you want to call it, or whatever like that. However you want to put it. But, there comes a time where, you certain shit be happening, and we all know the dating pool got a little bit of pee in it or whatever. So, you just got to sit back, relax, and kick off your shoes and just go with the flow sometimes.
Let the church say yeah. You just preached that thing.
Yeah, be the captain of your boat.
Child, this is revival night.
Lord, we need a revival.
Hey. That was that shit. Yeah. And let it begin. Did you just preach that? My mama would be proud.
I'm sorry. Did I
let my mama's a preacher
from the book of Nicolations? The book of Nicolations.
Come on, Nicolation.
Yes.
You preached that thing, child, and that was it, bitch. You just wrapped up the whole motherfucking topic right there.
I just wanted to put that out there. I just wanted to let the people know where it was coming from.
Fucking did, bitch.
And I'm just trying to drop something for y'all to pick up. That's all.
She gave a little Kurt Franklin. Do you want a revolution? Woo, woo.
I hate you.
I'm just saying. Getting tired of the churches talking about it. Just bitch. Well, I don't have nothing else to say. I'm dead ass serious.
I hate you.
So we want to leave the last topic, and we'll include that during another time for another day. We've been busting it up, chopped it up with you guys for a while. So we're just going to slide over onto the boss of the week. And speaking of sliding, this boss of the week makes your salivas quiver. Okay, we have Dibs Barbecue.
Oh.
Okay. We have Dibs BBQ.
All right now.
Sauce so good, make you want to slap your mouth side.
Come on.
It says you gonna need a bib when you eat that Dibs, baby. Okay, I like the sound of that.
Me
My
too.
mouth just started watering.
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all know I'm real greedy. So that's literally Dibs, DIBBS BBQ on Instagram, and that is literally they're located at 5617 Lancaster Avenue. Oh, that's the way
in Philadelphia.
Wait a minute. Did they take? Is this the old location for the old breakfast joint? Oh, bitch. I gotta double check.
I'm done with her. Shout out to Dibs. Go on, get you some barbecue.
Shout out to Dibs. I like brisket, and if y'all have a stuffed baked potato, I like that. I like stuffed baked potatoes with brisket, cheese, pinto beans, rice.
Just give me some beef short ribs, thank you.
I'm just saying, it looks real good. Look at this brisket, baby.
Look at her gas.
Oh, look at it. I love me some black-owned barbecue. I love when I can just go somewhere and get me a little, you know how you can just go somewhere and get a little taste of somewhere you want to be? Yeah. I love that.
Something about that.
Like something about like cooking out down south, good old backyard barbecue with my family, so I can get a little for that. Because the whites back in the day used to be the shit.
Okay, yeah.
The whites actually still around.
And just to serve you.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about like specific barbecue. The whites barbecue on a Sunday after the church house.
Yes. Amen.
They still around. I went to the one on Walter Erie Avenue not too long ago. They're still all right.
Brisket, how you feel? Ribs, you all right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
I love me a good rib, bitch. Not the one that y'all typically like, because I like pork. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
beef show rib for me.
And most beef don't be having a lot of meat on it. Though. You gotta get the right cut. One.
Yes,
yeah, you gotta find this rare to get. When you get a good cut, and the good cut gotta be made right, because everybody don't know how to make the beef ribs right. They be tough as shit.
Fall off the bone.
They be tough as shit. So, you know, everybody don't make them like your mom.
I love my mom.
Is your mom cook good for Thanksgiving? Are you gonna be in Virginia for Thanksgiving? Y'all wanna come?
I was thinking about it because I don't know what's going to record. Well, we got to talk off camera. They can't be done. Christine, we is recording.
Well, you know we got the kind of. I'm just saying, but you know your family, y'all they don't give a fuck. They don't fucking know. Fucking know where I'm. What you gonna come find me? You can find me and say, "Lou, what's wrong on your side?"
I'm one of your lovely hoes, sun-kissed shot.
And I'm Nelly. Say, no, I'm Chrissy, bitch.
Well, Anna, whatever you want to call it. And together we are. To each his own.
Sorry.
I was waiting for you to swap.
Thank you.
Pause.
I'm about to say, wait a minute, bitch.
Bye.
See you next week, bitch.